there's one more thing that I need to share with you. Remember, from now on, when we set the goal, the vision, the aspiration, the dream, it's not about just saying it or thinking about it. It's about setting the vision and then living it. As if you have virtual reality goggles on, you're climbing into that vision, and within the first person, you will experience it. You will bring a lot of emotion in it, and it's that process that builds new neural pathways. Now, what you need to understand is, in the beginning, your brain would want to sabotage you. It is designed to sabotage you because you can't live with two conflicting ideas at the same time, remember? So what I do is I live this, I experience this one, and I open my eyes and I'm like, well, who are you kidding? This is the reality. And that tension, the cognitive dissonance, wants to pull the vision down. Now, often the first way that your brain would start to sabotage you is by asking the question, how? Like, great idea, but how are you going to do that? And as soon as I ask how, I've opened the back door for coming up with a lot of excuses why this cannot happen. So this is a big tip that I want you to get, and it seems crazy, and maybe we can talk a bit more about this in the future. But do not ask how. The how will invent itself. Do not ask how. The how will invent itself. Now, I've got so much to share with you about how the reticular activating system opens when there's cognitive dissonance, and But let me just tell you this story. Maybe this would make sense. I did some work in the Northern Cape with community development at some stage in my life, and then my parents said that they want to get involved. They were retired and they wanted to do something more significant with their time. So they decided to move to the Northern Cape and then to start a house of safety for children. And so they moved there. In the first year they settled in. The second year they were, really becoming part of the community. The third year they were on every board and every forum and everything in town, but there was no house of safety. So I went to visit my parents and I'm like, hey guys, what's happening with this house of safety that you wanted to start? Because when we spoke about it, the vision was so clear. You could describe it to me. You could live it. You could feel it. And this is what my mom said. When we worked out how much it will cost to build the building and maintain it, we realized that maybe this will never become a reality. And the brain goes, I'm rid of the tension. I don't care if, it actually happens or it doesn't happen. I just want to get rid of the tension. But I will take you back to your most dominant idea. And so I spent time with my mom and I said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to color in this vision for me as much as take me on a virtual tour through the house of safety. Talk to me about the kids and what do they say and what do you hear and what do they feel. I really want you to see this. And then do not ask how. The how will invent itself if we can hold on to this. And so this is what happened. My mom started talking about the vision again of this house of safety, super excited, spending time with people talking about this vision. And a new pastor comes into town. And this new pastor hears about this house of safety, and obviously he's interested. And they're like, just go speak to that crazy lady. Only she knows where it is. And so this pastor comes and sits with my mom and said, hey, I hear this house of safety, and it's so exciting. Where is it? And my mom was like, hey, it doesn't exist, by the way, in current reality not, but somewhere else it does. And so let me just talk to you about it. And my mom gave him this idea and this picture and this amazing, vision of what it could be like. And he said, so when are you building? And my mom said, well, we don't have the funding to build now, but the how will invent itself. The how will invent itself. A week later, he came to her and he said, ma'am, here's your house of safety. And so as the new pastor, he went through all the documents and he realized that there was a building standing in town which belonged to that church but was never used. And the municipality used that to store stuff in it because it was just, part of the community. And then he saw, but hey, this actually belongs to us. And I think I would rather turn this into a house of safety than a storage place for the municipality. And he said, ma'am, there you go. There is your house of safety. So what we have learned is that if we can hold on to this vision And not jump too quickly. We need to work on the how eventually, but not jump to the how too quickly. And we just make this dominant. The way we engage with people, the way we think, the way we receive and interpret information then changes on the neural pathways of the brain to help us release the tension and move towards the new vision. And that is the science behind visualization, and that is the reason why that as soon as I have my goal set, as soon as I have my dream, as soon as I live myself into this vision, not to jump to the question, how will I do that too quickly? The how will invent itself.